Tales of the Empire. I actually really enjoyed this show. Yeah, I don't really have too many criticisms about it. Kind of like with Tales of the Jedi, I kind of wish that these were longer episodes, and I know that these are supposed to be short stories and everything, but some of them are actually really interesting. Yeah, I thought the Morgan Elsbeth story was pretty good. It wasn't my favorite one. I think the Barriss Offee one was definitely my favorite, but starting with the Morgan Elsbeth storyline, I think it was really cool seeing her whole backstory of how she was like a Night Sister kind of character, like training, with like her magical abilities and things like that. And then, her home gets wiped out by the Imperials. And then, she's kind of like the sole survivor. And, she eventually kind of like tries to use that anger. At first she's trying to use it to like protect her home and protect her family. But then, slowly but surely she kind of, unravels and then becomes evil, kind of becomes the oppressor. And then, Grand Admiral Thrawn sees that and, wants to like use that for his own cause. It's kind of cool seeing how those two characters, finally connect, because we see her in an alliance with Grand Admiral Thrawn. We get that tease in Mando season 2, and then kind of comes to fruition in Ahsoka. So it's cool seeing like the origin of how those two characters got connected, and how she kind of had good intentions of like protecting people, and then she uses that to actually oppress people. And then we kind of see the origin of how she becomes kind of like the dictator of that village that we see her character in Mando season 2, and the tension that she has with the villagers and whatnot. So I thought it was pretty cool. It's kind of a bummer seeing this after Ahsoka, because we know where she ends up. Spoiler alert, she ends up getting killed at the very end of that season of Ahsoka. So it's kind of like weird seeing like her origin story and then knowing like where her character is going to end up and everything. Unless she gets resurrected with Night Sister magic or something, and becomes a character in Ahsoka season 2 and wants revenge on Thrawn or whatever she wants to do. But yeah, overall I thought like her storyline was really cool, and yeah, really dark and really intense. But yeah, I kind of want more Thrawn in it. I know it's a little teaser, and then we'll get more of him in Ahsoka season 2 and the Mando crossover film and everything. But yeah, like I said, I just want more stuff. But yeah, overall I thought her storyline was cool. And then of course the Barriss Offee storyline was really, really cool, really unexpected, just because she has that one appearance in season 5 of Clone Wars. She frames Ahsoka for a crime that she actually committed, and ends up obviously going to prison. Ahsoka and Anakin and all the Jedi finally unveil the whole conspiracy that's going on, and they prove that Barriss Offee was guilty of the crime and everything, so she gets put in prison. And I really thought that was going to be the end of her, but I'm glad that Dave Filoni kind of brought her back into Tales of the Empire, and yeah, definitely gave her character a lot more development than I was expecting. The fact that she kind of starts off being recruited by the Inquisitors, and a little cameo by Darth Vader to be another Inquisitor, and I really thought that she was going to end up being like the Seventh Sister that we see in Rebel season 2. I know she turns out that she still has a good heart, and then when she's paired with Lin to kind of go to all these villages and like oppress them, hunt down different Jedi who are still around, seeing like her heart of like wanting to protect this little boy, and then Lin wiping out the whole village and everything like that. I thought that was like really like emotional episode. It's funny that like all these like animated shows that Dave Filoni are kind of better than the live action shows that have been happening lately. So maybe Star Wars animation is the way to go, but we'll see. But yeah, I thought that was a really good episode. The next episode where they're trying to find the other Jedi, and the fact that Barriss betrays Lin and then saves the Jedi and everything, and, kind of turns her back on the Inquisitors, and then kind of wants to become more of like a healer and a teacher, and people from far and wide are trying to seek her help and everything, and she's kind of becoming kind of like this guru character who's kind of like isolates herself in the mountains. I thought that was really cool. And then also these people who have force sensitive children are trying to go to her for advice and for help, and seek sanctuary and things like that. How Barriss is trying to like help all these families, but then eventually Lin finds her and then tries to kill off this new force user, and then Barriss is trying to like stop her. She kind of goes into like the cave and gets lost and everything, and Barriss is trying to help her, but then she ends up getting killed by Lin accidentally, stabbed through with the lightsaber. And again, I thought that was a very emotional scene as well. Lin finally takes Barriss out of the cave and everything. The family gets away, and we're kind of left hanging like, what do we do now? Yeah, so it kind of has this kind of ambiguous ending and everything. We don't really figure out what happened to Lin. I assume that she turned her back on the Inquisitors as well. So yeah, again, like Dave hits you on the heartstrings with like all that emotion and everything like that, and I'm just like, dang. And these are just like short stories, like something that these other series that have like hour-long episodes can't even accomplish with that emotional resonance. You can do it here in these like little short stories and everything. So yeah, again, like with Tales of the Jedi, like another great installment. Not sure if we'll get a season 3, like maybe it'll be Tales of the Sith, kind of like what I was theorizing back in like the Tales of the Jedi days, or maybe this will be it. Hopefully we'll get like a Tales of the Jedi season 2 or Tales of the Empire season 2 or something, and get more Sith side adventures or more Jedi side adventures and things like that. But yeah, both Tales of the Jedi and Tales of the Empire, like yeah, definitely very, very good stories. And yeah, like I said before with Tales of the Jedi, I hope we get more of them. And yeah, don't really have too many bad things to say, really. really. Like, all I really have to say is I just wish there was more, and yeah, hopefully we'll get them more in the future. So yeah, awesome show.